Hello, welcome to KimmelsIrishPub.com. Tonight's a little different. We're going to do a TV review or a television series analysis, if you will. And tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about Ozark. So instead of going episode by episode, I just want to kind of talk about what I've seen so far. It's a Netflix original series, which is awesome. It stars Jason Bateman, and it's about a financial advisor, who Jason Bateman is, and he basically starts money laundering for a drug cartel. That's the premise of the entire movie. It's right out there in the first season, and so I'm not doing any spoiler alerts for you. But ultimately, he lives in Chicago and ends up having to move to Minnesota, where the Ozarks are, and start laundering money out there, and then how he has to do that by taking over other businesses and finding other businesses to invest in to make sure that he can clean the money for the drug cartel. And the first 7 episodes were entertaining. There's a lot of edge of your seat kind of stuff, and involvement with the drug cartel and him taking over the business and things like that I've talked about. And for the most part, I wasn't totally impressed or super impressed with the series. And then I got to episode 8. So it's only 10 episodes, and I just watched episode 8. And episode 8 is like a flashback of how it all started. So it goes back to 2007 on how he came in contact with the drug cartel, and how they started the whole business of laundering the money for them. So it really was very interesting. That kind of tied it all together. Now, the episode itself, I thought, was hard to follow. It was a flashback, and there was like a lot of flashbacks within the flashback. So it wasn't on a linear storyline. It jumped around from beginning to end. So it was a little bit confusing, so you really have to pay attention to make sure that you understand the whole episode. At least I had to. Maybe you wouldn't have to. But again, it tells the whole story and how this all got started, and it actually made the series a lot better for me. As I mentioned, the first 7 episodes were okay, interesting, and you got the plot, and I like Jason Bateman, and Laura Linney was in it. Didn't really like her character for the first 7 episodes. And the 8th episode, I liked it a little bit more, and you'll see why if you decide to watch this series. But I didn't like her up until now. I'm still not a big fan of her and her character, not her as an actress. But I watched it up to episode 8. So if you happen to be watching this already, or you're thinking about watching it, either way, make sure you make it to episode 8. And at least watch that, and then see what happens after that. I haven't watched episode 9 or 10. There's only 10 episodes, so I don't know what's going to happen after this. But it actually made it worthwhile to watch the 8th episode and seeing all the other 7 episodes. So that's a quick analysis on the network original Ozark. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you made a decision on whether you wanted to watch it yourself or not, or continue watching it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel. Alright, thanks for hanging out. See ya.